Hello, how are you today? My name is Joanne Hewins, and I'm going to do a Facebook Live with you today. Going to see if I can refresh my computer and get a picture up of that. Okay, not really, but I'm going to go ahead and start and hope that everything is going on there. Okay, today I'm going to make a card, and actually a couple of cards, and this is Success Magazine, which is one of the magazines that we get as a demonstrator, and I am going to case one of the cards that's in this. It's actually right here on page 3, and then the article about casing is back here on page 12. So I'm going to try to remake that card in a different way. So let's get started. This is one of the perks that you get as for being a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, is that you get the Stampin' Success Magazine quarterly. And this is the new one that we just got. So today we're going to be making this card, and we are using the framelit set, Celebrate You. These are the framelits, and this is one of the celebration sets that you can get right now. It has the word you, the word amazing, hard to tell that, and then the word celebrate. So we're going to be using the word celebrate and the word you for our cards today. Right now during celebration, between now and Saturday, March 31st, you can get this set for free with a $100 order. So if you like it, you might want to try that out and get it. This is also going to be carried over into the new annual catalog. So that's a good thing, and it would be something that you could continue to use for a while. Okay, so to get started with this, we're going to use a card base of Tranquil Tide, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to fold this, just match your corners, and then you can burnish that with your bone folder to get your straight edge. We'll set that aside for a few minutes while we work on the card front. So I have gone ahead and cut out the words that we're going to need. We're going to need 8 of the word you, and then the word celebrate. So I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about how to line this up on your card. The grid paper is a really big help. Now to glue this, I'm going to use my silicone mat and some of the glue, some of our multi-purpose glue. I'm going to put that up here in the corner, and then I'm just going to use part of a sponge to help me get that glue on the words. So I'm going to start with one of the word yous and just get a little bit of that and get it on there. And then I want to start with the top, and I'm going to actually use a ruler to help me get started. Let me move that out of the way. So I'm going to go down about 1 inch. I'm going to line this up straight here and put that about 1 inch. And I'm going to put this word you right in there. You want to try to get it straight. Okay. And then I'm going to do another one of the words. And for this one, get my glue. For this one, I'm going to come over here to this side and put the word. They're going to have to go pretty close to the edge. And then what I need to do is put my word in the middle. So let me put a little bit of glue on this one. And this is going to go right in the middle. It's a close fit. I probably should have moved this first U over. It's a little bit too late now, but we'll leave it like that. Now I'm going to do the bottom row, and I want to have about the same amount of space from the top to this U and the bottom and that U. So I'm just going to put my ruler about that far from the bottom and get that straight. And since I got these U's kind of straight, kind of close together, I'm going to do the same with that. Ooh, that's a little bit too much glue on that one. Way too much. Get that up. And I'm going to put it about the same place. Now this will dry clear, but you can see I'm going to have to wait before I can put anything on top of that one. Let me get all the extra glue off of my sponge. And then I'm going to put the glue on this one. And put it right in here. And then I can match in this next one. Be a lot lighter on this glue this time. And I'll just put that right in there in between. Now the other two U's, you want to kind of put them equidistant between your top and your bottom row. So let me put some glue there, and I think that looks about the same. And then I want to go to about the same place on the other side. So I'm going to line that up on the lines and see about where that is. And get that about even. Now you don't need the U in the middle because your sign is going to cover that up. Now I'm going to kind of leave that alone because that really needs to dry there. And I'm going to work on the Celebrate. And I have a piece of Whisper White that's 1 1/4 inch thick. I just made sure that it was long enough to fit everything. And I'm going to put glue on the back of that. Okay. You know, it's easier to do this when you're not trying to tell somebody about it or feel like you're on the camera. But I'm determined to learn how to do this. So I've got my Celebrate. I've tried to get it even there across the bottom. And for this one, I'm going to use the Everyday Label Punch. This was in the holiday catalog, and I really had thought that it was retired. I'd used it before and actually went back and remade the card because I thought I had used something that was retired, but now I've noticed that it is still current. It was carried over. So what I'm going to do is put that in the punch like this and punch that side. And then I'm going to put this one in. Okay, let me, and try to get that equidistant. And I'll pinch that. Okay, now before on this example, I used the Lots of Labels framelits dies to do this. And let me talk to you for a minute about how I cut that out so that it would work. What I did is, because this was too long, I put this on the outside, put my shape here, and ran it through the Big Shot. And then I did the same thing for the other side. I cut here, and then this part was on the top so that it wouldn't cut. And that way you can get those ends without having to cut the entire shape. Okay, so I've got this done, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. And I want to put on the gold thread. Now I notice on my sample here that that thread is a little bit wild on there. We'll see if we can do any better with this other one. And this is the way that I usually do the thread. We're going to take the tops off of this. And then I'm going to wind it around my fingers. I kind of spread those fingers out a little. Okay, this is what happens when you have glue on your fingers. Okay, I'm going to spread those out and go through about 6, 7 times. And then I'm going to clip that. And just slide that off of my fingers and then try to place it on here so that it's going to hit these glue dots. There. And bring this end around and attach that. And then bring this end around and attach it. And then this is going to go on the front of my card here. That doesn't look too bad. All right, and then we're going to add this to the card front. Oops, I think I just messed up that U that had the glue on it. Yeah, I'll have to fix that later. Sorry about that. In this case, it would have been wiser to put my my glue on my back and then just lay this on there. Sorry about how that looks. And then we're going to take some of the Regal's enamel dots or enamel shapes and just add on some of those to make it look like the other card. Just gives it a little bit more interest. Okay, I need another one. I think I'll just put that down here. Okay, and I think that I can just cut another U after all of this dries and place it on top, and it probably will look okay. So anyway, here is the finished card that we have with that. Now you can buy these supplies from me at my online store. I do have a blog. It's called lovetostamp.typepad.com. Now I also decided that I would try to do the same case, which is copy and share everything, and do that with making another card. The card that was in the magazine was square. So we're going to try to make another card. And this one, we're going to use last month's paper pumpkin to help us with that. The paper pumpkin has all of these extra flowers and things in it. The cards that you got for that were these three. Thank you, celebrate, and friend. You got to make 3 of each of those. And we're going to use these pink flowers to make our next card. So let me move that out of the way. And I'm going to take these flowers and add them. We're going to be using Melon Mambo and Tempting Turquoise to make our card. And to make this card, this is actually ends up being 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And the easy thing to do would be just to take your paper that you have, and you can cut just right at 4 1/4 and then fold this in half and get your card that way. So here's the base, and I'm going to pull over this layer. And we're going to need 8 of these flowers. Remember, 1 will be underneath the label that goes in the front. So I'm going to take these, and I think that even though they're sticky on the bottom, I think that I'm going to add a dot, a dimensional, to the back of those to just pop them up a little bit. So I'm going to put 1 here. That might want to stick. And then let me continue to get those on. I'm going to do actually the 4 corners of these. And then I'll come back and do the center of it. And for this, I could try to make all of the flowers face in the same direction, but I think I'm just going to put them any which way so that they might look just a tad different, even though the same. Just having a little bit of dimension just brings the card out a little bit, makes it a little bit more special. So there's that one. Here's one. And then I need to put on 1 on each end in the middle row. Okay, I got that. That was laying a little bit funny, but we'll work on that. Now we want to work on the saying that's going to go inside that one, and we're going to be using this stamp set, which is Perennial Birthday, to do that, and we're going to use this. Here's to Celebrating You. So I have that on my block. And for this one, we're also going to use the lots of labels. Sorry about that, I can't pick it up. The lots of labels framelit. I actually have one already cut out for us. And we'll stamp in turquoise, Tempting Turquoise. Will stamp our saying here on this label. Now usually I tell all of my customers when they come to class, stamp and then cut. For purposes here, I did it the opposite, and I hope that I get it straight in the middle. That's not too bad. And we're going to be putting dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to put them kind of in the center because I want them to fit right in this spot right there. And then we're going to put a little bit more of the gold thread on this. So let me get my thread. And again, I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers for a little bit. We'll snap that off. And my hands are looking dirty because of the glue that's on there, so I apologize for that. And then I'm going to put this so that a lot of that is holding on to the glue dots. Let's see. No, it's okay. And we'll put this here. Now I'm noticing a little bit of a, yeah, that ripped off. Alright, and then this time we're going to take some of the Melon Mambo dots, and I think I'm just going to put some of the circles here and there for that. Put one up here, one down here. Maybe I'll put a few of the small ones in there. And one down here. Okay. Then we'll be attaching this to our card base. And then that'll go on with just like that. So now we have two cards that I think I'll pull in the one that doesn't have the messed up U on it. And you have two cards that actually have the same pattern to it. We cased that pattern, and that's certainly a good thing to do. It's always a good thing, especially if you're a little bit hesitant or you feel like you don't have the creativity of the day. It's good to looking and see something that you like, and then you can make it your own. Okay. Once again, I'm Joanne Hewins. LoveToStamp.typepad.com. I post new creations on my blog every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.